what does this blockbuster trade mean for both the Dolphins and the Chiefs?
Oh, this is definitely a lot to unpackage as we, got into the lineup today. Just another move from the NFL to absolutely blow our socks off. So let's start with the side of the Dolphins. So, I think the Dolphins are heading down the right path, but they're not necessarily in the right vehicle at the moment. I don't think they have the core of an explosive offense. Talking about the quarterback, we know that. Respect the Teddy Bridgewater move, but he's not going to be a franchise guy. He doesn't have a big arm to deliver to a Tyreek Hill that you just paid $30 million a year to, or deliver to a Jaylen Waddle, who are probably, those two guys respectively are the first and second best wide receivers in the NFL. And like I said, as much as I love Tua, he's not going to get that type of shot. Even if he was getting that shot, he's not that deep ball type of thrower right now for the Miami Dolphins. So it's great that you're on this path. They're realizing the AFC unfolding in front of them. The NFL right now is nuts. I mean, everybody's making moves. Everyone's got collateral right now. It is time to either literally the rich get richer or the poor get poor. There will be no middle class in the NFL, really from this season on. And again, it's great that you have Hill and Jaylen Waddle, no doubt about that, but who is actually going to deliver the football? I just got to hope that Tyreek Hill's obviously career situation doesn't end up like a Dry Arch or like a John Ross, and oddly enough, people don't realize this. Yes, speed is the most valuable trait in the NFL, right? But when you have elite speed like that, it's got to be calculated. It's got to be schemed in perfectly, because we've seen guys that have blazing speed. We talked about one of the receivers improving his draft stock. Just because you blaze down the field doesn't mean you run Chris Rouse, doesn't mean you have great hands, doesn't mean your football IQ is there. So I just have to hope that, taking a step back with offensive line, with culture, with quarterback play, that Tyreek Hill still remains that cheetah, that superstar, that one play touchdown guy essentially right now on the field. But in terms of the Chiefs, before I hand it over to you, Fees, this is what happens when you pay a quarterback $30 to $40 million a year. Do we realize that in 2027, Patrick Mahomes will cost the Kansas City Chiefs between roster bonus and base salary $60 million a year? And I've been saying it. Travis Kelce is the core of that offense. Love Tyreek Hill, and a lot of people are probably going to freak out right now. How do you not say Tyreek Hill is the guy? So much runs through him, but if you look at Kelce, he's more clutch. He's got better hands. He's clearly more physical. He is more consistent when it comes down to that Chiefs offense. We see it every year also in the draft. We got Mecole Hardman coming in. Juju just signed it, which kind of prefaced this move. So could have told us, hey, Tyreek's on the way out. But every year in the draft, 15 to 20 wide receivers every single year in the draft. So they're going to have to develop Mecole. Hopefully Juju was a good signing. I'm confident about it, but they're probably going to spend a couple of these picks on pass catchers and maybe go for a corner of safety, maybe go for a linebacker. But for all the people that were saying this Chiefs dynasty was here, this is why we say it's the NFL. It's not for long. Happy for Tyreek. Great payday, but I think your career is going to take a massive step back. And are the Dolphins really better after this? Let's ask that serious question.
Wow, that's some serious disrespect for the actual move that they just made. I mean, Tyreek Hill has been in the league for 6 years and made 6 Pro Bowls with the Chiefs, and that dates back before he played with Patrick Mahomes.
Alex Smith days.
He was making Pro Bowls with Alex Smith. I mean, the Miami Dolphins absolutely got better. I think this moves them to the second place in the AFC East. I mean, that's the AFC being so loaded, it still might be extremely difficult to make the playoffs even at second place. If you don't win the division and you're not in the West or the North, you still are going to have a hard time getting in the playoffs. But outside of that, I mean, last year Miami was 25th in the league in total offense, 17th in passing. This is absolutely going to propel them. I mean, 17th isn't just disgusting. They were pretty much middle of the road. And that was with Jaylen Waddle, who actually, he went over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns last year, and that was with Tua out there just throwing to him. He was fresh off of injury. I mean, with Waddle and Tyreek Hill together, this is easily the most explosive duo in the NFL. Got to be the fastest, hands down.
Yeah.
No team has 2 guys on their team that fast. I mean, we saw spurts from Jaylen Waddle all the last season where he was showing like he was looking kind of like a Tyreek Hill 2.0, but now you put him on the field with Tyreek, that just opens the offense up for everybody. Still got Devontae Parker, still got Mike Gesicki, and I mean now you added Teron Armstead and Chase Edmonds. This actually made life easier for everyone because they made significant upgrades in all the places they needed to, along with bringing in Teddy as an insurance policy just in case Tua has some type of a meltdown. I mean, Tua he's not been panning out to what it was that he was expected to be, but he hasn't been terrible. I mean, now he's got all the pieces available. He got a top-flight offensive lineman to protect him. It's up to him to make it happen. But, I mean, they weren't terrible last season. So now moving forward, they're absolutely in the wild card mix. I mean, that's an upgrade for the Miami Dolphins. Like, people are in the chat talking about they can't win a Super Bowl. No one said they were winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
They're improving. I think the team absolutely got better. I mean, that's the idea. Like, one step at a time. There's not many teams that make one acquisition and win a Super Bowl. I mean, outside of the recent, since we've seen the formula is Brady into Tampa, Super Bowl, Stafford into L.A., Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This isn't quite that.
Right.
He's not a quarterback. They weren't a Super Bowl ready roster.
Yeah.
But they absolutely got better.
I just don't know if I can honestly say they got better, because it's like when you go and buy the nice car, you want to be able to drive it every day, right? But if it's only going to run you 10,000 miles after you drive it on the lot, that's kind of where I run into the problem, because Teddy's not going to deliver that ball. Maybe he'll throw it 25, 30 yards down the field. He's not 40, 50, 60 yards like Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to be lined up for. I'm happy for Tyreek. I love the move, but I just don't see how it translates into big explosive play. Matt Ryan with the Dolphins, yeah, I would buy it. I will 100% buy the wide receiver deal, but not with Tua or Teddy Bridgewater behind it. I can't get behind it.
A lot of people put way too much stock into a quarterback being able to throw the ball 60, 70 yards down the field. If you've got a guy that fast, he was open 15 yards down the field. That's a timing issue. If you get the ball out early enough because you know he's open, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you've seen that time and time again. Who led the league in air yards thrown last year?
I have no idea.
Tom Brady. Strongest arm in the league? Absolutely not. What about who had the most?
I'd say top 5 arm strength.
Who had the most deep ball completions in the league last year? Joe
Educate me
Burrow.
again. Big arm.
Joe Burrow does not have a big arm.
Whoa. You did not, Fees. Come on,
He doesn't have
bro.
one of these explosive Josh Allen arms.
Yeah, he's not Josh Allen
He's
or
not
Patrick
throwing
Mahomes.
60-yard bombs. He's throwing the ball to Chase, and Chase is making it happen. But y'all are putting way too much stock into how far he can throw the ball. That is a timing thing.
That's all about Jaylen and Tyreek's play style, man. Honestly, that's where it comes down to it
Waddle
for me.
went for 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns with that noodle arm, so apparently he was delivering something.
We'll see.
He didn't get 850 yards worth of yak.
We'll see.
That ain't what happened. But as far as Kansas City, losing Tyreek Hill is major for them.
Of course.
I mean, losing him, if we just rewind his 6 seasons in Kansas City, that marks the beginning of the 6 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons for Travis Kelce. He never cracked the 1,000-yard mark without Tyreek out there. He was there before Tyreek. He was good. He was not doing what he's been doing. He's going to revert back because now he's going to be getting double-teamed. There's no one to spread the field like that. No one is scared of Juju Smith or McCole Hardman. They're going to double Kelce and try to pressure Pat Mahomes. That's going to be a completely different team. So now they're definitely not the favorite to win the AFC West anymore. I mean, I don't know if that would be the Chargers or the Broncos or even possibly the Raiders. All 4 teams are good, but Kansas City had an advantage. They just lost the advantage.
Yeah.
That's the guy to blow the top off. That's the guy that made it easier for you to run because you had to have people back. So you're like, all right, Tyreek Hill can beat us by himself.
Yep.
And we got to worry about Kelce. So the running backs are having free reign. Now it's going to be harder to run the ball. Kelce's going to have a very difficult time getting catches. Like, life just got difficult for the Kansas City Chiefs. They should have just paid him. Like, I don't think it was a good move for them.
Yeah.